Happy Hump Day, Hulahans.
Woo! Yes, it is Wednesday, is it not, Danny?
It is Wednesday already. Time flies when you're having fun on Maui. Johnny been surfing?
Dude, it was the drive of shame today. Drove all the way
Oh,
down to Shark Pit. Wind was on it. It was really bony looking out there, and it was tiny. There was supposed to be a little bump that came up. Drove all the way back. Looked at Fleming's just because there's supposedly like a little northeast. It's going to be running from California here called the Wavy Gravy. It was flat, Danny. It was
mm,
flat. I was back home by 6:30. Very sad. Very,
that's a sad way to
very
start the day.
sad.
And then you realized you're
It
still on
is.
Maui, and you're like, okay,
Yeah.
it's not
Maui
too bad.
problems. Wah.
Not too
So
bad. So it's
did
Wednesday,
some,
Johnny. We like to talk about a little bit about what's going on, kind of 30,000 foot level, and then on the ground,
yeah,
like what we're seeing in the market, what we're feeling, what we're noticing, patterns, trends.
absolutely.
Not just throw some random numbers, but kind of really dig into what's happening and where people are either doing or not doing anything. So let's go ahead and jump into
Yeah,
that.
man. Love it.
All right, we're going to go right off the bat to the condo market. We are looking at
Condo market.
all active condos in Maui, on Maui, Maui proper, not including Molokai or Lanai, which are in Maui County. So we have
Mhm.
818 condos, Johnny.
So, there was a time when we touched 900 plus, and that was just Maui, and maybe that was 2 or 3 weeks ago. So that was shocking for me, but definitely looks like we've come down below that mark. They're still highly elevated, Danny. I mean, that's a lot of condos, dude.
It's a
So,
whole lot of condos, and you mentioned a bunch of them coming off. I don't think that's because they accepted contracts. I think it's because they canceled.
yep. And here's the reason for it though, right, Danny? I mean, we're definitely not I don't feel a crash is imminent. I
No.
mean, we would need to have much, much more inventory for that to happen. Inventory is highly elevated in the condo market. However, it's a stuck market because we have affluent clients here on Maui, right? And that's where a lot of the vacation rental condos are purchased. Right, wrong, or indifferent, it is what it is, man. And that's where we're definitely seeing a lot of the pain. But because these people have some money, they can float through these tough times right now. And I think that maybe they're starting to see rentals pick up a little bit, but it's definitely a stuck market. So 76 pending. Let's jump in that. Let's take a look, and then we'll kind of talk to them about like what amount of months of supply we have in this condo market.
All right,
But
take
this
a
is
quick peek
this
at
is
this.
telling. This is telling, right? So definitely have your usual suspects. Yes, you can buy a two-bedroom condo here on Maui for around 200,000. It's going to be Harbor Lights. It's over in Kahului. It's real close to the mall. There's some beautifully updated units there. Jump online and just do some reading on Harbor Lights. One interesting thing about Harbor Lights that we just recently discovered, we always knew that it was built on hotel zoned land, but it also allows you to do 30-month or 30-day or
Mm.
more rentals. So you can do vacation rentals 30 days or more. It'll be a different clientele, but it does. This is why so many traveling nurses end up at Harbor Lights because I've seen that that's a thing there. Maui Sands, so Minatoya list plus leasehold. So technically can vacation rent that two-bedroom, two bath, but 289,000. What are we noticing here, Danny, in terms of the prices of what's active?
I don't know.
It's on the lower end of,
Yeah.
and people that don't know these complexes like we know them, it doesn't make any sense. But for us, we're like, whoa, so let's go through some of them. So all these up here, a lot of these are central Maui, definitely being bought for I'm going to live in it or an investor, I'm going to rent it out. So
Yep.
Huone Towers, Parkside. Now all of a sudden we've got our first hotel zone, Lahaina Shores. And what we know about Lahaina Shores, it's in the burn zone, right? And it's going to reopen coming up in July. And they have two sides of the building. You got the odd number ones that face the mountains, beautiful mountain view. You have the even numbered ones, and or no, vice versa. Odd ones face the ocean. even faces the mountains.
Correct.
So somebody listed that one for 425. What were they selling for in just our hot market? Some of them
Pre-fire, they were
touch, yeah,
600.
600. So there you go. So a bit of a reduction there. Now villas at Canaleo, they've got higher fees right next to the new Hilton timeshare there, but they're strictly residential. Beautiful pool. I mean, somebody listed one a 2 bedroom, 2 bath for 449. That's why that one's on the list there. Kanayanalu in Maalaya, again, a 2 bedroom, 2 bath, sub 500. Somebody said I gotta have it. Same thing, South Point at Waiakoa, 460. I'm gonna guess that they probably got a little bit of that. Kihei Villages, 475. All these places hit the sixes. Kihei Villages, some of them hit the sevens. Now they're averaging in the fives, but those don't move. So now you see incremental price reductions coming down.
Sub 500 residential, it moves.
There you go.
That's what we're seeing.
Papakea Resort. So this is Minatoya list, technically vacation rentable. Started at 868, Danny.
Yeah.
Somebody wrote an offer when it was at 495. What's my point? I mean, price overcomes all objections, including scary things like the Minatoya list, etc. So Core Resort, Minatoya list, Maui Vista, Minatoya list, Kihei Villages, residential, Keonikai Villages, residential. But again, all either really, really nicely well done and priced well, or just priced aggressively. Yao Parkside, Maui Eldorado, Pohailani. Gonna see if that one sticks around with $2,000 a month for maintenance fees. Another 550 at Papakea. So prices overcoming objections, Danny, or the very rare is also selling. So
True.
that is definitely our market there.
And
Anything
that's what we're
super,
seeing.
yeah, Camp Sands, dude, this is a steal. 1 bedroom, 2 bath for 649 guaranteed. They got even more off of that in the 7 building. So still in the Sacred Unicorn. Here's one of those Line of Shores. It's ocean front for 650. I remember seeing those in the nines, right? Started the list price at 625, but it went fairly quick.
How
Another
about
Camp
this Maui
Sands
Park
there,
Shore,
dude.
699.
Everybody else now hanging out at 899, which is aggressive compared to where it was during COVID, but they've
Those are
come down, man.
pushing 1-2 at some point for those now, 699, 888.
Absolutely right.
So
And then
that's what you're
Kihei Elite
seeing.
Kai, Hotel Zone, Napili Villas. Somebody put one in escrow there for 749, so good for them. Halikai. So Halikai that's also Minatoya. No.
Yes.
Okay. Yep. Iliahi, dude. Iliahi at Kealani for 770 for the
Three
three
bedroom sub
bed.
8. Yeah.
There you go, man. So
Kamalani sub 8.
it's got to be really, really priced well to move if you're a condo these days, man.
And then
Because
once you
what you're
start getting it upper in the price, the 8-900 into a million, I mean, now we're going pretty much residential on everything. Residential,
yeah,
residential,
residential.
Villas of Kailani, residential, Menahune Shores, Hotel
So
Zone,
hotel,
Whalers, Hotel
hotel,
Zone, residential,
residential.
Minatoya,
Yeah.
and then residential, everything like in the 2 million
Super
pluses are
high end, except
pretty
for that
much,
one Honua Kai and Whaler. Yeah, man.
yep, all residential. So that's what's moving right now. So 76 under contract this month, or in the last
Yeah.
month, last 30 days, only 50. So let's take a look at kind of this month's supply and why this is a stuck market, Johnny.
So I like this graph a lot, Danny, because it shows like our last really, really rough market, the Great Recession. You can see where we hit over 30 months supply. And it
31
took,
months.
dude, it took them from '09, so it took 5 years to
Yeah,
finally get to the bottom. And then it just kind of hovered around for a bit there.
right around 7 is kind of normal.
And then you really see where COVID hits, and boom, we get down to a month's supply. And now we're back up to how many months
Th-
supply?
13.
It's 13 months supply. So definitely elevated. Not so scary that I'm going to call it a crash to where we're going to get just these face ripping cheapo condos. I just don't see it right now.
No, because 5 to 7 is pretty normal. If we look at kind of historically, 5 to 7 months is pretty normal. And then, anything above and below that is kind of abnormal. So we are into that abnormal stretch, but we don't foresee it going here. A lot of people are talking crash, 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 crash. I mean, it would have to go pretty crazy to get up to 30 months.
But there's deals out there. Now, what I see happening, Danny, is the vast majority of condo inventory, and I'm just taking a wild guess here, but I'm going to imagine it's Minatoya list condos, right? And those people are pricing it to where they're like, I'll sell if I get my price, but
Yep.
I'm also hoping that I get to hold on to this thing and it all goes away. That's what I kind of feel the pricing strategy is there and why it remains somewhat elevated. As
Kind of
there's kind
interesting
of like a,
psychology, right? So then
it
it
is,
almost feels like they're kind of skeptical of this whole discussion. They're like, well,
right.
maybe we'll try to sell. Because if you were really serious about selling and you wanted to like, okay, I don't know where this is going to go. This could put us in a bad spot. We absolutely need to sell. Like, let's get out. You're going to put your price where it needs to go to sell it now and get out from under it and move on with your life.
That's why the signs for somebody that's waving their hands and saying, I want to sell this things are the ones that we see that started at 8 and change and then now are selling in the 6s or the 5s. Incremental price reductions showing with your behavior, I want to sell, I want to sell, I want to sell. Those are the ones that you go in and you write the offers on. But
Yeah.
expecting to come over here, even if it's overpriced, and I tell you it's overpriced, if we're writing an offer on something that's only a month old or so, you can't motivate somebody that way. There's just not enough fear involved there.
Not
So
usually. So
that's
opposite,
it.
single family. So average, again, 5 to 7 months, pretty
Oh,
normal.
yep. What did it hit?
We're
Hit 15 some.
it hit
So again,
15,
condo
2009.
market is where the majority of inventory always is, feels.
So 15 months, we're at 6. So we're pretty balanced. And that's kind of what we see in the numbers as well, right? If we go take a look over here in the
Yep.
residential, we have 393 active single family, not including
Regular
Molokai and
regular
Maui.
old.
Regular old, and 116 under contract, 116 pending. So we're just under 30% is pending
I'm definitely
compared.
seeing everything sub a million is what's moving the most.
Absolutely.
And that would make sense too, because this is where interest rates come into play, right?
So let's take a quick look at these. So you have your kind of hodgepodge. There's a bunch of Hawaiian homelands in these first couple.
Hmm. So don't get too
Uh,
excited.
yeah, a lot of these are Hawaiian homelands that'll be here for a long, long time. And then you get
Six
start to
months
get
to get that done.
into,
But even all
yeah,
the kulas I saw, like we just hit 850 now. I've seen like 6 kulas. And so like inexpensive kulas sub 800, right? You see quite a few on there.
and then you
And
start to
now
get
this is all
into
central Maui. This is just all regular people's prices right here. Unfortunately nowadays,
this is
right?
normal people real estate in Maui.
Yep. Yep.
900 a million. Boom, boom, boom.
There you go. There you go.
Look at all in town or up country. You don't see anything south side or west
Hit
side in here.
go to page 2. Let's see the super high end. Scroll to the very bottom and let's see what's out there right now.
Ooh, there we
So
go.
there you go. You got a 28 milli, you got a 16 milli, you got a 10 milli. What's on this page, this entire page? Go up to the very top. I'm kind of curious as to price range I'm in. So there we go.
So Moana
2 milli.
Estates,
Yep.
Kihei, Pukalani, Kula. Yeah, I mean, this is your classic Maui Meadows. It's your Wailea, Golf Vistas.
Dude, that Hui E finally went into escrow, man. Ooh, that thing's been around for a few days here.
Long time. And then you start to get into some of your North Shore stuff, and then your real high end is Ohana Ridge.
Seems like typical Maui.
Very typical.
Little sprinkling, super high end. Yeah, man.
So that's what we're
Vacant
seeing.
land. Vacant land seems to be the one market that's not saturated. What do we got
Not
in there?
overly.
Like 100 and
Not overly.
change.
We'll take a quick look. Motive.
This one you got to definitely take out Molokai.
So if we don't
So
take out Molokai, we have
191.
191. All right. Take out Molokai. Okay, drop that
There you
by
go.
45.
All Papa Haku.
Yeah. All right, not much on Lanai. So
There isn't. So
143.
not much land, man. Yeah.
And how much is pending? Let's see real quick. Pending 22. So 145, 22. So what, 7 months inventory? That's pretty normal.
That's the
Even
scoopy.
maybe under normal because I would say land usually has a little bit longer days on market, closer to 1 year
I would
typically.
agree. I
So
would
I mean
agree.
we're a bit under more of a buyer's market.
So nobody's going to be waving their hands and saying now is the time to buy. It really comes down to how you feel about risk. I do want to tell our listeners, like I was there through the COVID market. It was absurd. I was selling $2, $3 million condos via videos.
Yep.
And
And those people sold
everybody
in 2 years.
moved. And I had to counsel all these people to overpay. I had to tell them that all the protections I just talked to them about. So this is a prime example of somebody that wants to sell right here, Danny. Now he started out aspirationally with his agent at 1,085,000. I have not seen something sub a million, sub 900 at Grand Champions for a while. That 899, I mean, you got cash. I bet we get that down to 820. This one
So
has
here,
a
look at
Scotia view.
here's the view, Johnny. It's amazing.
Uh-huh.
Oh, just
Yeah.
kidding. That's like 10x zoom.
Yeah. But you'll
You can
see
see
it.
a slight
I
bit.
mean,
I
it'll
mean, it's
be,
a beautiful spot.
yeah.
You're right on the green yeah, the green zone right in the back there. So
What's that across the way? Is that Kaimalu?
no, that's one of
Okay.
the
The Palms are
residences.
one of those. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get
So
so
there you
turned
go.
on when I'm in Wailea. That's it, man. Good
That
stuff.
is
Grand
starting to look like
Champions.
a deal. Masters,
Here we
pretty
go.
typical of the Masters,
Residential.
right?
They take a long time to sell. These hold their value there. They've always been in that one, depending on how they're done up. This one looks like it's really been redone. Hit that kitchen. Everybody gets lazy at the kitchen here. So these guys absolutely redid everything, or at least they painted the kitchen cabs.
Yep.
Yeah. Maybe it's just so many of them. But yeah, it's a nicely updated unit there. Beautiful views. Got to pay 2 grand a month for your fees though.
1,000 in
But lock and leave
taxes.
lifestyle. There's so many amenities at the Masters. It is resort style living. I'm a fan.
Golf cart.
Yeah. What's interesting though is at that price range, you get close to the vintage, which are also
Mm.
condos, and those live like houses. So, interesting.
What do you think about this price? 1,695. I mean, 200 days on market, down 100,000. Still seems a
Dude,
bit high. Yeah.
yeah, man, I'm 200 days in. Now I'm following the market and I'm still not priced right.
You think 1,499 gets it done?
I think that gets an offer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's your best shot.
But there
But
you
they've
have it.
redone it.
People hang out and they kind of want to sell it. They don't really have to. They still enjoy it. They still like coming, and we'll see.
Basically, if I get my price, I'll sell it. And yeah, that's most of real estate. I get that.
Hmm.
This one I don't get, man. 400 days in. This guy's sold how many times? So right out the gates, in a month, twice it's fallen out.
Pending, canceled, pending,
Yeah.
canceled.
This one's got to be financing on that other one. So they
Paid
picked it up in
269.
20 for 269.
Didn't really do much to it.
No, that looks like it's kind of staged too.
Yep, definitely.
Huh. So maybe they bought, tried to flip. This one's interesting. 7 different residences for 4 milli. Now, Ahana Road, that's kind of like that's Central Kihei, yeah, so up above South Maui Gardens, all that kind of stuff. Kalama,
Yeah,
but up above,
yeah, exactly.
yeah, like closer to the bypass, yeah.
Hmm.
4 photos. They've had this one on the market.
I mean, terrible photos.
Yeah,
Give us something to look at.
hit the Associated Docs though. So, oh, this one just gives you the numbers, huh?
So this is just breaking down all the buildings.
Got it. There was one picture that I swear that I saw, and it was kind of showing like how they were all strung out. It was really, really interesting. Anywho. No. Oh, you know what? I think it's because she emailed it today too, and that's where I was seeing it.
Ah, okay. So yeah, interesting. I mean, you'd think you'd put some little bit better pictures on to kind of tell the story, but
Seriously, for four
seems like a
milli?
lot of money.
Yep. Kihei Villages. I mean, so this one, dude's getting interesting, right? I mean, there's been some updates. I like the building location, and I like that it's a downstairs unit, and I'm sub 600 now, 565, but now I'm just kind of market priced, and I've got a lot of competition around me.
Your market are a
So
little above. I mean, the ones that did move maybe a month ago, we seen a couple that dropped in the 475, 485 range for these, and they moved really quickly.
that's it.
So you're just kind of lounging out.
Hmm. Moana Estates, Kihei. So this gets close to Wailea. Beautiful, beautiful location there. We have in 2022. Yeah, starting to do some little reductions there.
Pretty classic houses. I mean, this is still pretty original from when they were built. I
Sure.
mean,
Definitely
just
'07. Granite,
decent
that floor.
quality, nothing over the top, nothing fancy. I mean, honestly, you probably wouldn't imagine it's a $2 million house if you walked through it, just because it doesn't blow you away.
But you are close to Wailea, close
Hmm.
to the beaches. That's your jam.
Paying for the neighborhood.
Yep. Puna Street, seen this guy for a bit. Starting to do some little reductions there.
4.3, 1,600 square feet. Kind of your classic Maui
Yeah,
property,
indeed.
but a little high, I think, with no
Yep.
garage.
Lots banana. Okay, Ali Kai. Now we're sub 900. It's a two bedroom, two bath. They've only been on the market for 15 days. I'm interested. Tell me more. Okay.
Ground
Double
floor.
lanai. I like the way they're marketing this guy here, Danny.
But
That
this one's
looks
starting to
like
look like an
tile.
opportunity.
Yeah, it looks like tile, not LVP, which I don't mind either. I like that. A little more sturdy. That's a gorgeous unit, man. Hit Associated Docs. Let's see if they give us any money. Okay.
There you go. What do you want to look at?
Do the pro forma. Whenever they throw the pro forma, it tells me the owner maybe wasn't getting as much as he could. Yeah, that's it. Gross revenue 83,000. I mean, that's realistic for now, I guess, huh?
Pretty realistic. Seems a bit on the low side, but I guess they're also projecting 72% occupancy, which is a bit below some of the numbers that we've seen from our guy, Kevin,
Totally. Yeah.
and what
Yep.
they get. But this is a different company, so maybe that's where they're at.
Now let's see what they did this year, 2025.
But I guess real quick, so I mean, with this projection, Johnny, it's 263 days, so
Yep.
365 in a year gives us
Yep.
102 days that you could potentially use for yourself or your friends or something, roughly, right? To where, I mean, that's still a lot of time on Maui every year and
That's a
still
great
renting
way
it
to
out.
to look at this here, Danny. Yeah, man.
So maybe you come for the slow months, maybe pawn it off to some of your friends, a little gift, a little something, and then you start to look at it a little bit differently.
Hit the 2025 performance. I'm curious.
Oh, year to date, 21,000. Let's see. That's 35 nights in the owner, 75 there. How many nights have we had? 180? No, 150 something. So that puts us 110. So 40 days empty so far for the year.
Yeah. Yep.
Anything else to say there?
That's it. Only 10 guest check-ins.
10 guest check-ins. I mean, so longer stays,
Hmm.
that's nice. People stay for a week, not just 2 nights, 3 nights.
So
Something
the
different about
strategy right
Maui
now,
than you'll see in other places, right? That is one advantage of our market is people do tend to stay for a longer time rather than go to Florida for the weekend. They stay 2 nights, 3 nights, one night. Maui, they're going to stay 5 to 7 nights usually.
Boom. 1,500 for maintenance fees. About typical. Across the street from the ocean.
Pretty typical.
Cam One Beach. Yeah,
It's a nice little unit though.
it really is, man. 945 for the square footage is, a little bit larger than your typical what we're seeing, 900 feet.
There you go for the complex. Get a little
Dude,
shuffleboard,
lots. Yeah.
pickleball, pool.
Pool,
You can stroll your way down the block for some food.
Cam One Beach,
Op-
parking,
Options.
lifeguard. Yeah, man. That's a good prospect. Pick that thing up
Really can.
for 820. Here we go. Let's just throw
Look
it
at all
out there.
these that are coming to market
Uh,
now.
I
There's,
know.
there's three or four or five of them now.
We should have blanketed the neighborhood, Danny. We
Missed
should have,
opportunity.
man. Yeah, we set the bar there. And now everybody's just pricing like us. And they'll start to do the trim. Well, that other one
Oh,
moved too with the big backyard. This one's nice.
they went all out on this remodel. Looks like they
Yeah,
went
dude.
Chip and Joe, a little
Right?
shiplap everywhere and
Yeah.
upstairs. What does this one have for
I,
yard
s- I
space? Anything?
I see
Oh,
why they,
okay.
yeah, I see why they priced it the way they did. I mean, these people did put some money in this thing. Cute. Little
They did,
gazebos in the
and they're
back.
right at market or maybe a bit above. So we'll see.
Yep.
That's Kamani at Kehelani.
That one get chance, bro. So what is this? Single family for 600, Danny? What? Alahiti
What?
Drive? Oh, bro. Oh, 1936. How cute is that? Right next to the main. Is this? No, no, that's a rate, bruh. 1,032 square feet. You could add on. Look at how small that lot is, though. Sub 4,000, right in the heart of Wailuku, though. Look at how cute this thing is, bro. You could bring this thing back, man. They stripped
Super
it.
cute.
This is a project somebody said, hi, Paul. I don't like anymore.
Got a basement to it.
What? Possibilities. Got to pay cash.
Intriguing
Not
though.
a foreclosure. Hit the map. Let's see. Oh, bro, let's get some pumpkins or something growing there. Oh, some kind of squash. What is? Oh
Yeah.
no. So this is the kind. This is
Happy Valley.
Happy Valley is. Yeah. All right, now it all makes sense.
Happy in the Valley, but I mean,
Somebody's gonna do something with that.
Bogle Kong.
That's it, man.
Good condo
600.
alternative. I mean, condos
There,
with
there it is.
$1,500 a month fees, or you get this. There you go.
Some handyman. Go look at that. He's gonna turn that thing into a 5 bedroom. Mount Thomas. This
Wow, I'm
one's
surprised Kai's not on
very
that one.
aspirational. Very aspirational to me here, Danny.
Oof. Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I don't even know where you come out
Slap
with this
some
price,
floors.
really.
Yeah. Let's give it a try.
A little bit of view. Let's give it a try. I mean, that seems to be the name of the game right now. It's kind of
That's it. Let's try.
575.
Let's try.
That's what it feels like the agents are saying.
Here we go again, Danny. Well, this is the one we called out. Bro, and
Oh
where'd they
yeah.
start this thing? 549. Still had to drop at 100. At 549, that was at action for Villas at Canaleo. This is one of the single level ones, too. A little
Yeah.
cluttered, but still, these guys want out.
Yeah. It was kind of action 138 days ago, but the market's
Mm-hmm.
kind of softened since then. So got to price it
Well,
accordingly.
tariffs and all that happened. People got freaked out. Oh, here we go. Kahikoa Road, 695.
This was one of those that you were talking to with one of our clients, right? This kind of like
Yeah,
patch of a few of them.
right.
Yeah.
I think that's what kind of was the turnoff. Is wanted a little bit more space, but man, that's action.
Does
695. That's
does
why
he
it
have a
went.
half
Half
acre
an
though?
acre. That's plenty, bro. Small community close by.
Yeah. 150 a month. You got a little HOA fee. Huh.
Um,
Options.
Kina Place. This one went fairly quick. Priced it right from the get. Good sized lot, 85.90. I see right where the Ohana could fit, Danny. Two of them even. One in the
Yeah.
backyard, one in the front, right there.
Look at that. Just a bunch of
Yeah.
They wanted
Throw a
no maintenance.
slap the gravel down. Let's go. Throw some trees up for shade. All right.
Crazy though
But
how
only
small that initial
two
is. Yeah,
bedroom, one and a
two.
half bath though, huh?
Yeah,
Built in 81.
that is the real small kind.
Hmm. That looks like an Ohana right there. Oh, here we go. Hokula. Is this
One of
developer
the new
sale?
ones.
Scroll up. Yeah, 1,575,000. Yeah. Truman. Okay. Man, that's what it is up there. Too gorgeous community though. Big fan of the location. That's market up there. Your next $2.5 million
Holly
homes.
Mackay, the
So still
House of
bringing
Mackay.
647 for one bedroom, one bath there. It's a Minatoy-less condo. Had some ocean views on the second floor. Yeah.
Cash 'em. I was surprised about this one. Still paid 647 for it.
Bro, you still got fans of individual complexes. That was redone in 19. So yeah, easy peasy.
Where do you think one like this goes? Minatoya feels kind of resorty, but it feels like it could be an apartment too.
Yeah, a little bit larger square footage. I mean, we have clients that live there, so already proven. I'm not sure, man.
300 days to get that one done.
Cam Sands, here we go. 10 building, dude. Sold for 800, Danny. 1,150,000 start. That's gotta feel like a kick in the nuts.
Oof.
Set me up and tease me.
One of the prized units.
It is. Olinda. Oh, off market sale. 5.68 acres.
Land action. Beautiful up there in Olinda.
Used for sheep grazing. Bay Vista Apartments in Kalama. Ooh, 345. Can't pay full price. Get me something off, John. All
I
right.
mean, that seems about right for something like
It
that. So
does. Yeah. For one bedroom, one bath.
that's what
That's
we
the
got
hula
for
today,
today.
gang. Yeah.
Hula hula. Thanks for hanging out with us. Little market update. Condo market stuck. Residential is still singing. So, any questions, comments, drop them below. Otherwise, we'll see you on the Friday episode of the Hulahan.
Aloha.
Ooh.